Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas, and it's not very often I do a serious video. In fact, I don't really like doing serious videos, so this video, although it may appear serious on the outside, there will be some light humour involved within it. So this video itself is kind of a culmination of a lot of different things going on around me, not just in YouTube world, but also in other YouTube worlds and real life world and all that kind of stuff. I don't really want to put too many cuts in this video. I would prefer to keep it as unedited as possible. But there are a few things that I want to kind of talk about, a few things that I need to tell you the truth about, where I'm going to go from here, and what it means for you as the viewer. So, like I said, my name is Jimmy Vegas, uh, or you may know me as somebody else. My name is James, not Jimmy. People do call me Jimmy, and they have called me Jimmy for many, many years. Let me explain where Jimmy Vegas came from. So, back in 2014, I was an avid user of Unity, developing games. And I want to teach people how to make games. I've told this story before. But I've never told you where the term Jimmy Vegas came from. Obviously, Jimmy Vegas is not my real name. Jimmy comes from my name, James, and the name Vegas comes from my love of Las Vegas, which also kind of brings together other points within this video. So when I came up with that name, it wasn't the best name ever, but it just kind of stuck. And I know now, 11 years later, it was a terrible, terrible name to have for somebody that was making video games. But it is what it is. The channel grew from there. I got that play button a couple of years ago. Well, I say a couple of years ago, 5 years ago. The channel has done well over the last 11 years. It's made a lot of money. It's done really well. But it's not my only hobby. I love music. I love creating things. I love writing. I love traveling. And again, this all comes back to the consolidation part of this video. So let's talk about Jimmy Vegas as a person. The idea of Jimmy Vegas was always a faceless channel. I was never intended to ever reveal my face, let alone much more than what I have done. And it got to a point where I did actually reveal my face long before my return to YouTube in, when was it, 2023, 24? I can't remember. So I actually did a couple of videos with a Unity hat on. Some of you may have seen them, some of you may remember them. And you'll notice something significantly different about me from today. Those videos, though, I ended up taking them down and re-uploading without the face cam. And the reason for that is because I've always been conscious about showing who I am and what I look like and whatever else. And I came up with the idea when I returned to YouTube of creating a persona, creating an image of Jimmy Vegas. And that image is what you see before you, with the hat, the hair, the big glasses. I suppose the way I dress a little bit as well, because it kind of is how I dress, but not how I go about life dressed like this. And that image kind of fitted with Jimmy Vegas, especially on this channel, because this channel was mainly down to being a bit of a funny channel, a bit of a ranty, trolly sort of channel. Because you'll notice a lot of the videos I do on this channel are trolling to an extent, clickbaiting, just because it worked for what I wanted to do. I wanted something different than just creating Unity tutorials. I felt that burnout. I got sick of it. I admit I still make tutorials now. Obviously, if you watch my main channel, you know that. But this is where the problem lies. I refer to that as my main channel. I hate having to refer to it as my main channel. I hate having to refer to this as my second channel. And I hate having to refer to the other channels I have as whatever channel I have. So, let's establish who Jimmy Vegas or James actually is. One thing I will never give away is details of my personal life, because I feel like every YouTuber has a personality. You look at Mr. Beast, okay? You see Mr. Beast. Don't see Jimmy Donaldson, okay? You look at Jack Sucks at Life. The Jack Sucks persona is completely different to Jack as a person. And I think it comes down to protecting your identity to a degree. And what it means for me is that this persona of Jimmy Vegas isn't me. Now, I have been recognized 2 or 3 times dressed like Jimmy Vegas. I can't specifically remember where, but I've had a few people come up to me and said, "Are you Jimmy Vegas?" I was like, "Yeah, nice to meet you." I've had a conversation with some people, really great, but they've never seen me. Now, what it also means is that I have been recognized not dressed as Jimmy Vegas, but I have been recognized as James. And the reason for that is, well, let me show you. Bear with me. This is me. The hair, not real. The glasses, over exaggerated version of what I actually do. I am bald. Essentially, the hair was just a creation for Jimmy Vegas. And I've been recognized more like this from my other channels, which is where the consolidation comes in. Here are 2 other hats that I wear. They are for 2 other channels that I currently have. One is a travel channel, which, to be fair, is fairly recent. The other one is a vlog channel, and I've been doing that for a couple of years. And for me, like I said, what it means is that the Jimmy Vegas you knew doesn't exist. It's always been James. It's always been James playing a character. Whether it is on a video that you watch on the other channels, me in a hotel or me walking somewhere, or whether it is me gambling in Las Vegas or walking through a casino or talking about Vegas in general, or whether it is Unity tutorials, it's all the same person, it's all me. And I guess it comes down to, at least for you as the viewer, do you like Jimmy Vegas or do you like the person who played Jimmy Vegas? Jimmy Vegas was a character, it's not me. You've got to look at it and say, right, okay, Jimmy Vegas will exist still as, the channel name, the main idea of it being Jimmy Vegas Plus or whatever, or Jimmy Vegas Unity tutorials, that will always exist. I don't know whether this channel will continue to be named Jimmy Vegas. I might change it to James Meadows. I might change it just to James V or J V or literally JAYV88, something like that. I don't know. But I think the consolidation for me means that I can bring a couple of my channels together, and those people who care about the tutorials can watch the tutorials. That's fine. That's what I always dreamt of doing on YouTube, and I've done that. Those who want to watch this channel and watch me do silly things, talk about things and, troll people, I guess, clickbait people, rage bait, I don't know, whatever, then that's fine. Those people that want to watch my travel channel can see me in a hotel somewhere, or on a plane, or walk through an airport, or want to know me better in that sense, or they want to watch, I know, my trip to Las Vegas in 2024 and watch me lose a bunch of money and then win a bunch of money. I'm not rich by any means, but I think I am at least more well off than the average person who doesn't do YouTube. Because for me, I probably never will reveal how much I make on YouTube because I don't see the point in that, because that gives people false hope. Because not every YouTube channel will make you thousands a month, tens of thousands a month, hundreds of thousands a month. It doesn't work like that. So there's no point in me trying to give you false promises of what you could make on YouTube. That's a waste of time. But for me, as a content creator, I just need more from the world. I need to know that people enjoy my content for what it is. You can hate on me, it doesn't bother me. I've dealt with trolls, I've dealt with hate, I've dealt with all that kind of stuff for years now. And I think what changed for me is being recognized as James, with my Las Vegas vlogs. And it got me to a point of thinking Jimmy Vegas doesn't need to exist. Okay? Jimmy Vegas can effectively die. He can be wiped off the face of the earth because it was only ever a character. It was only ever a persona. It wasn't me. And you've got to remember that it is me that made those tutorials. It's not Jimmy Vegas. It's James Meadows that made those tutorials. Okay? And I'm happy. I'm happy knowing that the truth is out there now, that the hair wasn't real. It was all a costume. Um, and I really don't know where to go from here. The tutorials will continue weekly, at least for now. It just depends how burnt out I get. Because creating content does burn you out. And luckily for me, when I left YouTube, creating those tutorials, I actually carried on my other channels. And that's simply because I just needed an outlet. I I feel like I get bored easy, but not at everything. So I need to find a way now to get off the hamster wheel, to get out of the rat race. Okay, my real world job, although I love it, I don't know if my colleagues will ever watch this. They probably won't. I love the people I work with, genuinely. Right now, the people I work with are some of the best people in the world. They're so smart. They are very caring and considerate. And genuinely, I love my real world job. But I need something more. I know this video will never get hundreds of thousands of views. It won't kickstart a YouTube career. And honestly, I don't even know if I want a YouTube career. I'd love to try it, but it'll never actually happen. In terms of other channels, I do have other channels, but they're not ready to be consolidated into what James, me, has. Maybe in the future, but for now, I feel that the James you see in those two channels kind of aligns a lot more with what you perceive as Jimmy Vegas. It's still me at the end of the day. And I feel that it's, the whole Jimmy Vegas thing was more of, imagine, I don't know, Ed Helms playing Stu in The Hangover. It's a character. Imagine, I don't know, the bloke that plays Ross in Friends. What's his name? That's a character. You look at Batman. It's a character. It's a real world man playing a character, and that's what I've done as Jimmy Vegas. So my ask to you, if you're still watching this far, I'll be quite surprised because I think I've been waffling on for quite some time now. My ask to you is that if you enjoyed the tutorials, watch them. If you just watch this channel and enjoy seeing the gaming content or the random weird content on here, keep enjoying it. If for some reason you're part of the other channels that I have and you've stumbled across this, then you do you. If you want to watch my channels at any point, just do it. What I would like is not a network of channels, but people to actually appreciate me for who I am and not just keep asking me, can you do this in tutorial? Make multiplayer. Can you add this? Can you make a tutorial based on a very specific game that only I would enjoy? Just stop asking me, okay? I'll make tutorials that entertain me, right? For example, the Endless Runner tutorial. I just love Endless Runners. I think it's a cool idea. First person shooter, everyone loves a first person shooter, so I just make them how I would want to make them at this point. And I get so many people asking me, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Drags me down. That's not to say that I ignore all those people, because sometimes people are right. They asked me to make a specific tutorial, and I think that's a really good idea. So I incorporate it. So I don't ignore everybody that asks for things. I just kind of bring it together a little bit more. Um, but ultimately, stop asking me. If you enjoyed the tutorials, brilliant. If you need something, go and look. I literally have thousands of tutorials on that channel. If you are from my travel channel and you ask me to, James, can you walk through Birmingham in the UK? I'll be like, okay, well, I've got to get to Birmingham to do that, and it's not exactly cheap here in the UK. If you're on my vlog channel and then you say, well, raise your bets, James, what are you doing? You're betting too low. Don't bully people into betting more. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that no matter what you do, what you create on YouTube, you always get hateful comments, and I genuinely don't care whether I get hateful comments or not. And in some ways, that's why my identity, I kind of created the illusion of Jimmy Vegas with the hair. But after being recognized in, from different channels multiple times, it's not worth trying to keep up a silly persona or anything like that.